There's something so quintessentially 2023 with the biggest news in the news being a trailer for something that we're not going to be able to tangibly get our hands on for at least 2 years, with the release of the very first teaser trailer, sort of. I don't even officially know what they're going to call it, but I know exactly what it was. But GTA 6 breaking the internet, because as everybody knows, okay, even if you haven't played the games before, you didn't even have to play 5 to know that GTA, Grand Theft Auto, is not just the biggest name in video games. Hell, it's the biggest name in all of entertainment. So everybody knows that GTA 6 is, of course, going to be, if it isn't at least right now, and by every tangible metric that we have, which I'll go over here very shortly, they are shaping up for the biggest release in all of entertainment, even surpassing that of GTA 5, with it breaking 7 Guinness World Records just in its first few weeks of release, right? Cast your minds back to 2013 when this ended up releasing. So, okay, with the official release window that they have right now off of the trailer of 2025, it's going to be 12 years. 12 years that they've been milking GTA Online. Let's keep it a buck, okay? Like, Rockstar has to have a certifiable fucking banger for them to release something that's going to serve as a replacement of their studio's cash cow, because they could continue to just, slowly but surely update GTA Online and everybody would be fine with it. We've kind of hit a plateau when it comes to video games and them kind of doing anything new and innovative. Like the whole, graphics and fidelity thing, we haven't really seen that much of an improvement since, well, honestly, like PS3, Xbox 360, right towards the end of their life cycle, like, things haven't really changed all that much. Like, yeah, okay, you get a few more particles on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, and now with the PS5, that generation, okay, you might be able to see the glassiness of the eyes and how uncanny that valley can truly be when you get motion capture. But even with some of those pre-rendered scenes that we've seen in the trailer, which likely you have. I can't play it because Rockstar was simultaneously striking channels down, and they also have a Tom Petty track playing over the top of it, so can't play it in full or anything like that, but we can sure as hell look at everything pertinent from the trailer, which we will, because it's got people hyped. And even without the release, it's already setting records, but let's get the ones that they're more than likely going to shatter out of the way here. Selling 11.21 million units in its first 24 hours. We don't even know the platforms that GTA 6 is set to release on. We don't even know if the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and hell, Nintendo, like the Switch is still going strong. Not in terms of hardware, but just in sales in general. Like, we don't even know if those are going to be the chosen platforms, because by the time that this comes out, they're going to be 5 years into their life cycle. Nintendo more than likely will have at least announced their successor to the Switch. Maybe it'll be powerful enough to do all of the lofty aspirations that GTA 6 has, or maybe it'll just pass them right by. Maybe they'll end up getting a much more optimized version of the PC port, which Rockstar is always known to do. Just hold it off for a year to 18 months so that they can maximize their sales on the consoles, which is smart. It's just, I don't know. Maybe they waited this long in order for there to be a reasonable install base, because if you remember the news that was going on at the time with the initial release in 2020, and I think even still is the case, where it's difficult to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. So if they have aspirations of topping that, netting, $815.7 million in revenue, which is absolutely wild. And there's also some other rumors, because we'll delve into some rumors here as well, that GTA 6 could be hitting a much higher price point. And as frothing at the mouth as everybody is right now, if this is going to be a triple-digit costing game without any of the additional online microtransactions that are already going to be baked in, because if you think that they're going to be focusing all of this time on story and not be focusing far more on their online cash cow, like, you're just out of your mind. For old heads like myself that remember the halcyon days of Grand Theft Auto, okay, the trinity of tremendous 3D offerings with GTA 3, Vice City, which now they're returning back to that setting, and San Andreas, okay, like, there was a big departure. I thought 4 was absolute dog shit. There's one that I haven't gone back and played through, and yeah, I played through all of 5. I thought it was, fine. Okay, I bought it on, what did I get on, PS3 or Xbox 360? It might have been 360. And then I bought a PC version when that eventually did come out, and I got a little bit into it. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's just one of those things where I'm just kind of out of the loop on all this stuff. Video games have just passed me by, and it's just not that entertaining. I just don't have enough free time or the want to dedicate to them anymore. Or maybe I'm just looking at what's out there when it comes to new AAA releases, and I'm just not that enthralled by the same variation on strong empowered woman with a side shave, and lo and behold, well, that's kind of what we've gotten. But yeah, GTA 5 set sales records, over 11 million units shipped, just about $1 billion in under a day, fastest property to gross $1 billion, property in general, faster than the Avengers, Avatar, even Avatar 2, best-selling action-adventure video game series, and as it sits right now, 190 million copies sold as of November. The Rockstar knows they have to release an absolute banger if they're going to go ahead and replace what it is that's keeping their studio as profitable as it is. So, what do we know? GTA 6 has been officially revealed, with the debut trailer now having been released. And yeah, it's been released, and everybody has seen it. I've seen it on Twitter, I do believe, but it's already set records, with it being the most viral YouTube video of all time, with even Mr. Beast, the previous record holder, acknowledging that it had 70 million views, and we don't even have an accurate count, and at least at time of recording. When I was looking at the homepage of YouTube, it was getting close to that 100 million view mark. It was sitting at 95 or 97 million, and it's already going to be out of date. It's probably already crested 100 million, and likely to be the fastest video to 100 million views, all in on and around a 24-hour period. Fucking wild, dude. Yeah, kudos to Rockstar, by the way, because here they have the full embedded trailer, the official one, on the Rockstar Games page, which is, it's kind of monumental in and of itself. It has 10 million views right there, just about 500,000 likes on it, 400,000 likes on it, a whole bunch of interaction on it. It's everywhere, man. After it was pointed out by ALX that the new GTA trailer got 36 million views on X versus the 6.7 million on YouTube. Yeah, that was just the announcement, right? So our trailer is leaked, so please watch the real thing on YouTube. Yeah, of course, them directing people to click through on Rockstar, of course. And that was a screenshot at the time, #1 on trending. I'm sure it's still #1 on trending. At least it was at the time. But yeah, as the thanks community notes, really needed to have that one figured out, that views aren't necessarily, full watches on any of that stuff. But as ALX also points out, they should have uploaded directly on this platform for maximum distribution, which is exactly what they did. And even Linda Iaccarino shouting them out, being proactive about it, and then Rockstar just going, hey guys, yeah, don't worry guys, got you on that one. LOX, watch a Grand Theft Auto trailer. So that's a good sign, because as tumultuous as the Twitter X landscape has been over the past couple of weeks, with Elon Musk telling the entire world, if you don't like our policies, well, you can go fuck yourself. For Rockstar to do that, knowing that this is going to be a surefire hit, that's a vote of confidence that not many other places are going to give you. So props where props are due. We now know that the game will be coming in 2025, and that it is indeed set in a Vice City. Exactly. That's where I personally have it stopped on the trailer. But as you can see, there's a lot of good, accurate, and fair representations of the parody version of Miami, okay? And it's also going to be a lot more than just Miami from what we see from the teaser trailer. A huge amount of information on GTA 6 was leaked last year. I did a video on that, and I was cautiously optimistic because, well, as a fan of the franchise, not as much as some people, I'm definitely not as pot invested. The first real GTA game that I really sunk my teeth into was Vice City. Seeing it come back, I'm pretty interested, but then also knowing the current trappings of the video game and entertainment industry in general, a little skeptical. So yes, the GTA 6 will launch sometime in 2025, and if you take a look at the previous release schedules for the other games in the franchise, it looks like September, October, somewhere in that. So yeah, we're looking at basically speaking, 22 to 24 months out if it doesn't get bounced out even further, which GTA 5 did as well, if you guys remember that. I think that we're probably not likely to see this until 2020, which is so fucking wild, man. But 2025 at the earliest. GTA 6 was announced on February 4th, 2022 via tweet embedded above. Yeah, exactly. And that's also when a big, I think Bloomberg expose about, you know, everything that's going on at Rockstar and kind of some of the ideas behind what could the plot be about, and everybody going, oh god, it doesn't sound great. But then you could kind of theorize how things could turn around and be kind of decent. So as it sits right now, all we have is speculation, so you hope for the best. Generally, it was a confirmation that Rockstar was indeed working on GTA 6, and no other details were given aside from the fact that the game was in active development. GTA 6, a trailer was revealed on December 4th. The trailer was initially scheduled to release, yes, the following day, but timelines were shifted. You can check it out in all of its sun-drenched glory. Again, can't play it all. I know that, you know, sometimes, you know, it depends on if you're a bigger channel. This one, definitely not. They were kind of letting it pass over there. Otherwise, you were getting struck, and I'm not feeling like trying to press my luck with this. Okay. I think the additional, you know, unique proprietary content is far more important anyways. You can check it out above, and of course, yes, or on Twitter, however you'd like to view it. Okay, all of the links in the description, you know the deal. In sun-drenched glory, 91 seconds long, and introduces us to Lucia, one of GTA 6's main protagonists. So yes, that was also confirmed as well. Okay, you got kind of a Hispanic Bonnie and Clyde, and she in that picture right there is also wearing a ankle bracelet. And the first thing that you hear, which is like, ooh, it's a bit of a put off. I could likely get away with it on here. Okay, the first thing that you hear in a GTA 6 trailer is two diverse women having a conversation. So it's like, oh, sometimes that might not be good, but then the rest of the trailer plays out, and it's like, nah, it's just the story that they want to tell. Okay, and it does kind of fit. So I'm not just gonna go, oh my god, there's women on the screen. Oh my god, they're of color, so that means immediately woke. No. Those might be the inclinations due to certain trappings of modern entertainment being drilled into your head. And I also remember how much of a protected class women were in, you know, Rockstar's more recent release of Red Dead Redemption 2. You guys remember the suffragette controversy? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool. The most anticipated game of all time starts out with, a hood conversation between a black chick and a Hispanic girl in a prison. And it's like, okay, cool. It sounds like a setup for a joke, but it's, you know, the first thing that you hear officially from Rockstar about the game.
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
Bad luck, I guess. Okay, and yeah, as you can see, that's a strong jawline that they have right there. And of course, some of the rumors that are out there, and this one right here is like, come on, man. Like, I know some people are trying to pull blood from a stone on this one, but I don't know, you see some of those Hispanic chicks that are out there, and it's like, yeah, okay, you know, strong jawlines do run in the family, and a lot of the family did have to run across the border to get here. So transgender, it's like, no, I don't think so. I think that they might try to push some agendas, and Grand Theft Auto has always been one, kind of like South Park. Actually, it's a pretty fair analogy, because they like to say that they try to push the envelope, but in actuality, it's rather tame criticism. But it's always something that's gonna, you know, poke at societal standards and try to upset the apple cart. But first look at GTA 6 female protagonist. She's rumored to be transgender. Franklin's sugar mama. That was the name of the black character in GTA 5. Okay, it's like, he was so fucking forgettable. If you played the game, you know exactly what it is. Okay. I liked Michael personally, and everybody gravitated towards Trevor because, oh my god, he's the more chaotic one. It's like, Michael's story is what really drove that game. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, it's not rumored that Lucia is transgendered. Again, this is just something that is being used to kind of drive engagement, because as you can see, 9.9 million views even on the follow-up meme post. You're going to have, you know, 750,000 views on it, and it's like, come on. GTA, again, has always been about controversy. I just don't think that they would be so bold as to do that. You also get some gorgeous shots of Vice City's beaches, bars, and even an alligator. Oh yes, quite a few. We now know the GTA 6, be set in the state of Ladonia. Okay, so kind of like Florida, but a little different, which encompasses Vice City and beyond. In a Newswire post published just after the trailer, Rockstar describes the area as the biggest, most immersive evolution of the Grand Theft Auto series yet. So kind of harkening back to San Andreas, where you had fictionalized versions of Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. That's going to be kind of cool because, as you can see in some of the trailer shots as well, okay, you're gonna have Miami, and it's like, okay, that's one of them IG thoughts, okay, that are gonna turn up in one of those places. Okay, there's also a shot of rappers that are out there that looks like it's straight inside of 11. Like, come on now, girls hanging out of Corvettes, of course, and then you got the beaches, and I like how up to date they are. And then also just another good sign that's out there, having accurate representations of black women and not having them idealized, okay, because your average black chick is 187 pounds and she looks like she fits the demographics there. But yeah, man, a rich old guy with a bunch of, chicks on a yacht totally makes sense, okay? We got a bunch of other viral moments, some viral moments that they put in here as well, and, actually rare W for IGN, just doing the side-by-side comparison of everything that you see in the trailer there with its real-life counterpart. Okay, chicks twerking on cars, naked guys watering their lawns, Florida Joker man, and then, of course, mud bogging, as well as ATVs going down the street, and then, of course, interior alligator, or crocodile alligator. He drives a Chevrolet movie theater, strolling into a come and go. But it's undeniable. The game looks beautiful. But is that gameplay? Yeah, I don't really think so. I find that hard to believe, even on the advanced hardware that consoles are dealing with right now. Because even without saying it, they're not going to put out the PC version first. There's still so much money to bank off, or to troll off of the double dippers out there. Why would they go ahead and break tradition? They did it at least for 4 previous releases. I'm not too sure about GTA 3, but I know for Vice City, San Andreas, 4 and 5, they did the staggered release window. So the consoles first, and then the PC version, because that's just how they do it, and it totally makes sense. A Bloomberg report, yes, that's one that I referenced earlier, and made me just go, oh god, this is not going to be great, but we'll have to see, right? Published in 2022, claims that at the beginning of the development, GTA 6 encompassed huge areas modeled after both North and South America. So yeah, maybe cutting off that part of like the backstory of Lucia and her boyfriend, or her, I don't know, Claudio to her Bonita, I don't know, and just simply focusing on the state of Florida, because yeah, it's showing a bunch of very different areas, right? Because you got the thought culture that's down there in Miami, obviously Vice City proper, and then whatever they're gonna do up there in the Panhandle with the mud boggers, and it's like, okay, totally makes sense. There's been ATVs for as long as I can remember. I think they were first introduced in San Andreas, and I don't know, maybe in that misery simulator that was 4, they didn't have anything. Fucking game was so gray and boring, and did end up laying the groundwork of this story here as well, because with Nico and his immigrant story, and now you're gonna have a different telling of this immigrant story as well. So it could be interesting. That's also something that I theorized as well. It's like, okay, cool, you're gonna have a female protagonist. It's like there could be some interesting stories, especially if she's embroiled in a criminal empire there, what you have to do in order to get ahead as a woman in those type of syndicates. That could be fucking awesome. But are they going to have the guts to tell it? We'll see. We'll see. But in all honesty, I'm of 2 minds on this one. I am hopeful, but then at the same time, I'm a little bit cautious. I think the best summation of my interpretation of this trailer, and just everything that we've seen, the leaks, the rumors in general, cautiously optimistic. And then also knowing that this is going to be at least 2 years in the making. Just think about how much things have changed over the past 2 years, and how much ground we are gaining. People with rational minds and wanting to see, escapism or just simple entertainment try to make a recovery out of its doldrums that it's been in for the past better part of a decade, if we're going to be completely honest about that. In 2 years' time, it could be making some tweaks to the story. Because I think the gameplay is pretty much going to be set in stone. We kind of know exactly what we're going to be dealing with here. But it's not going to be as cringe. But then at the same time, when you have story consultants, if you remember, I did a video on Spooderman 2 when it ended up coming out. And everybody was like, oh my God, you got this, deaf chick that you're fucking spray painting with. I wanted a Spider-Man game. What the fuck was going on here? You had the likes of Sweet Baby Inc., who is a consultancy company for all of your favorite publishers that are out there, which I see the one that's right in the middle of the second row, and it's like, don't fuck around with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Don't you fucking dare. I want that to be good so bad. For as excited as I am for GTA 6, I just want Rebirth to be good. Please be good. But there's something else that you see on that second line as well, and that is 2K, the parent company of Take-Two, who is the parent company of Rockstar. So yeah, you're a couple of layers removed, but Sweet Baby Inc. has its fingers in so many of your favorite games, at least the ones that have come out. One of the more popular ones that have come out in recent years, one that's up for Game of the Year, which nobody fucking cares, and then another one in Spooderman 2, but the one that people generally like, if you actually did play it and didn't just adhere to the people just screaming, woke, woke, Kratos cries. Well, Kratos is also an older man, and he's also a father, and it was telling a very good story there. But no, it's just bad because black people showed up in Norse mythology. It's a bit fucking funky that they're there, but did it detract from the story? No, it fucking didn't. So that's why, yeah, I am a bit trepidatious about my anticipation for GTA 6 because these hacks are going to be on it. No, don't show me more. Don't show me less when it comes to your guys' work because it's fucking garbage. But then you get stories like this, okay? What everybody points to is driving the agenda that is ruining modern entertainment, and the fact is, it's dying a death. And it's something that I've always been saying. It's like, why does everybody point to ESG as this big fucking boogeyman? Okay, just follow the money on this one. Something that you're trying to say, but then you never want to take the additional steps needed in order to really figure out what the fucking end goal of this stuff is. Okay, so you got your BlackRocks, Vanguard, State Streets trying to push all of this environmental, social governance messaging. Oh, Larry Fink said this one thing that you need to push agendas, that you need to force behaviors. That means he's trying to take over the world. Okay, well, how the fuck is he doing this? Okay, if you look at the common parlance of get woke, go broke, or as Razor Fist accurately, I'm starting to really come around, because when the first time that I heard him say it, it's like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but then you start to run back the numbers and realize that his get broke, go woke, get woke, or get broke, go woke, and then eventually croak is far more accurate, because a lot of these companies that adhere to these policies to try to get the payouts of the BlackRock, State Streets, and Vanguards are kind of on death's door. Okay, they're just companies that need the cash by any means necessary in order to try to stay afloat, but in actuality, it's just a short-term stopgap. It's like getting shot in the arm. It's like, will somebody please give me a Band-Aid? It's just not, it might stop the bleeding for a second, but eventually, if it's pissing out like it's, attached to a quarter-inch hose, it's not going to do a whole hell of a lot in the long term. And that's why you've got to be a little bit savvy when it comes to doing your accounting. Okay, if all of these big hedge funds, because that's what BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard ultimately are, they need to have investments in companies that are profitable in order for their business to turn a profit. So if they're actively trying to cripple other companies and then just simply buy them up as a means of a somewhat of a hostile takeover, okay, cool, that'll work with some brands that you can end up resuscitating. But if you're going to continue on with this poisonous ideology that is killing those brands outright, you're just buying legacy IPs that you can't do anything with. And if you just end up doing that long enough, well, you're not going to have anything to turn a profit. So I always thought, it's like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And now we're seeing it collapse. ESG Global Investments have collapsed by $5 trillion in just 2 years. You had your captive audience back when everybody was locked down in 2021, in 2020, 2021, and parts of 2022, depending on the places that you lived. But now that people are out and about, finally that people are starting to get hip to this incessant proselytizing that they get from their entertainment, from their news coverage, from everyday fucking life. Now they're starting to wake up to this stuff, realizing that there are alternatives. Just look, one of the biggest stories of the year, the Bud Light situation, the moment that an alternative arose, or the fact that everybody else in the market just kind of kept their mouth shut and didn't hire trannies to kill their companies, how successful they were in comparison. That's what people are doing with so many other things. That's why every other week you see somebody just calling to boycott this thing, boycott that thing. Hell, it's even started up with, GTA 6. We need to ban this because, okay, Jackson Hinkle might be a nice guy. I've heard a couple of his interviews. I think he's a little bit misguided with his idea that, for as much as I like MAGA, Make America Great Again, the whole, isolationist, conservative, nationalist, exceptionalism message behind that is, I think that it's wonderful. His thinking that you could turn MAGA into some sort of a communistic political prescription, I think it's a bit misguided, because there's not going to be a Trump there forever, and we all know how communism ends up going. It's never going to benefit anybody. So the fact that he pushes that, yeah, a bit misguided. And now that he's learned a new word over the past couple of months, he's been throwing it around like it's going out of style. Listen, man. If you're going to be calling out the Zionist push in media when it comes to holding and propping Israel's narrative up when it comes to the Palestine conflict right now, okay, that is one thing. But if you're just going to be labeling everybody that you don't like a Zionist, you're basically the SJW version of that. Everybody that I don't like is Hitler, okay? Any of the Jews that were on top of Rockstar, they're long gone and forgotten, okay? The Hausers, they're gone, okay? The company that made GTA 5, the company that made those classic PS2 games, are no longer there. Rockstar of 2013 is not the Rockstar of 2023. Something else that is going to be terribly misguided about this tweet, okay, and just labeling everybody that you don't like as a Zio, releasing this sexualized video game for children in America. Every single GTA game has received a mature rating. These are not games for children. This is the same type of trappings that the likes of the PMRC, that Jack Thompson, and now a bunch of pearl-clutching trad cucks always constantly fall into. Video games are for children. No. Video games are a fucking entertainment medium. Hell, a super fucking profitable one. Get GTA 6. Oh, yeah, get banned GTA 6 trending right now. No, man. And he's saying, I was offered to be in GTA 6. Maybe, potentially, because there's also other rumors that the likes of, Aiden Ross could be in there, which is, well, actually, okay, that kind of definitely makes sense, especially with some of Jackson's earlier posts, but okay. And then there's also rumors that Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn could also have like a radio show on one of the, talk channels that's more than likely going to be a part of GTA 6 radio, which is, of course, not unprecedented move. Hell, in my much maligned entry into the franchise, GTA 4, okay, the one good thing that you could point to is Patrice O'Neal and a whole bunch of the Opie and Anthony crew, and Anthony Cumia did voice the Pibwasser commercial in GTA 5, so shout out to him for that. But yeah, they were taking over the talk radio during the time. Well, GTA 4, that's another reason that I hate that game so much, mostly because the radio stations were all fucking trash, but using outside influencers, podcasters, pseudo-celebrities, it's something that Rockstar has been doing for a long time, okay? So he could have been offered to be in GTA 6. It's just, he hasn't really been popping like that since the beginning of this year, so I don't really know how he would have, but whatever, man. Is it possible? Maybe. Is it verifiable? No, not really. So, whatever. Take it with a bucket of salt. The salt that you'll be fucking mining if you end up getting your desired political outcomes. Anyways, I can't speak much about what... Oh, I can't speak much about it, but like you, I was disgusted by the level of degenerate filth in the trailer. It's not even that bad, okay? Like, it's just, he's been to fucking Miami. He's been on the Fresh and Fit podcast, for Christ's sakes. He has seen chicks twerking out in public wearing fucking Louis Vuitton one pieces, okay, with their tits popping out. It's just an accurate representation of what's going on in society. If you don't like that, the game's not for you, okay? And if you don't like it, that's totally fine, man. Yeah, in the degenerate filth in the trailer, so I told Rockstar to fuck off. So, again, okay, you were going to be in it, but they're... Whatever, okay. The world is plagued by OnlyFans and porn! And I pray the or the Rockstar Games finds God and, oh my god, my magic words. Fuck off. No, if you don't like it, don't play it, okay? But guess what? The fucking game's going to come out. It's going to be a huge hit. I just hope, for the sake of everybody, there's going to be a lot of this shit and a whole lot less of this shit. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.